This is the Alinker, and I designed it to be so cool that it overcomes the discomfort that other people have with a disability. Generally, medical devices are a technical solution for a body with a problem, and I designed this for how we want to live, not for a body with a problem. Moving is hugely crucial for our well-being, and this actually allows you to be at eye level and to stay active. The feedback that I'm getting from Alinker users is like, I have my life back, I have my legs back, I have fun again. People approach me as where normally I was not approached. I felt looked at, and now I'm looked at, but for something cool. For people that need wheelchairs, wheelchairs are awesome. I really want to say that, they're awesome. So I never want to say anything negative about wheelchairs or wheelchair users. What I do want to say is that people approach people in wheelchairs differently. Like a quote from somebody in a wheelchair is like, you run into a lot of assholes. Like if you're three people standing, talking, and one is in a wheelchair, within seconds, the person in the wheelchair is not engaged in a conversation anymore. So one thing is to get people engaged. Another thing is to draw attention to our behavior as eye-level standing people, to include people that are not necessarily the one on a cool bike, but also use a wheelchair. The Alinker itself is not a medical device, so people often ask if insurance companies are paying for it. What I always call sick care system doesn't generally support wellness. We live in a sick care system that actually makes money over sick people. So there's an incentive for the system to keep you inactive and keep you sick, so therefore more medication can go into you. If we were to sell this through the sick care system, through the medical system, and people would get maybe half of it back from insurances, we'd have to sell it for $5,500, $6,000. When you look at the price of a device, you have to look at what it does. For example, if you can still use your legs and you're directed into a wheelchair, you lose the rest of your mobility. That comes at a huge cost. You lose the rest of your muscle mass, you lose your independence, you're not at eye level, you might gain weight, you might have an increased risk for diabetes, etc., etc. All those things come at a cost. The cost of lost mobility is huge. We're actually having people keep diaries of what happens once they use the Alinker. We make the Alinker available for them. They help us build this case to ultimately get us in a position that we can go to insurance companies and say like, hey, if you really focus on wellness, you can be a better service provider and you can actually save money. We can already start quantifying the health benefits of the Alinker to an actual cost. And then $2,000 US to get the Alinker is actually a one-time investment into a lot more cost savings in the long run. We totally understand that we live in a system where people with disabilities often are driven into poverty. In Canada, we've made a rent-to-own program available, and we have a finance option through a third party for the US. We're trying the best we can to make the Alinkers available to everybody, regardless of income. We cannot change the whole world all at once, but we already changed the worlds of all the individuals that get on an Alinker.